Psalm chapter 41. Blessed is he who considers the poor. Yahuwah does deliver him in a yam of evil. Yahuwah does guard him and keep him alive. He is blessed on the arrest, and you do not hand him over to the desire of his enemies. Yahuwah sustains him on his sick bed. In his weakness, on his bed, you bring a change. As for me, I said, Yahuwah, show me favor. Heal me, for I have sinned against you. My enemies speak evil of me. When he dies, his name shall perish. And when one comes to visit, he speaks falsely. His heart gathers wickedness to itself. He goes out, he speaks of it. All who hate me whisper together against me. They plot evil to me, saying, a matter of Belial is poured out on him, that when he lies down, he would not rise again. Even my own friend, in whom I trusted, who ate my bread, has lifted up his heel against me. But you, Yahuwah, show me favor and raise me up, and let me repay them. By this I know that you did delight in me, because my enemy does not shout for joy over me. And you uphold me in my integrity, and set me before your face forever. Blessed be Yahuwah, Elohim of Yeshurun, from everlasting to everlasting. Amen and Amen. Psalm chapter 42. As a deer longs for the water streams, so my being longs for you, Elohim. My being thirsts for Elohim, for the living all. When shall I enter in to appear before Elohim? My tears have been my food, Yam and La'ila, while they say to me, all Yam, where is your Elohim? These I remember, and pour out my being within me. For I used to pass along with the throng. I went with them to the house of Elohim with the voice of joy and praise, a multitude keeping a festival. Why are you depressed, O my being? And why are you restless within me? Wait for Elohim, for I shall yet thank him for the deliverance of his face. O my Elohim, my being is depressed within me. Therefore I remember you from the land of the yard, and from the heights of Kerman, from Mount Mizar. Canyon calls to canyon at the sound of your waterfalls. All your waves and breakers passed over me. By Yam, Yahuwah commands his kindness, and by La'ila, his song is with me, a prayer to the all of my life. I say to all my rock, why have you forgotten me? Why do I go mourning because of the oppression of the enemy? My enemies have reproached me like a crushing of my bones, while they say to me all yom long, where is your Elohim? Why are you depressed, O my being, and why are you restless within me? Wait for Elohim, for I shall yet thank him, the deliverance of my face, and my Elohim. Psalm chapter 43. Rule me rightly, O Elohim, and plead my cause against a nation without kindness. O, deliver me from a man of deceit and lawlessness, for you are the Elohim of my strength. Why have you rejected me? Why do I go mourning because of the oppression of the enemy? Send forth your light and your truth. Let them lead me. Let them bring me to your set-apart mountain and to your dwelling places, that I might come to the altar of Elohim, to all the joy of my delight, and praise you with the lyre. Elohim, my Elohim. Why are you depressed, my being? And why are you restless within me? Wait for Elohim, for I shall yet thank him, the deliverance of my face, and my Elohim. Psalm chapter 44. O Elohim, we have heard with our ears. Our fathers have related to us the work you did in their Yamim and the Yamim of old. You drove out the nations with your hand, but them you planted. You afflicted peoples and sent them out. For not by their own sword did they possess the land, neither did their own arm save them, but it was your right hand and your arm, and the light of your face, because you delighted in them. You yourself are my sovereign, Elohim. Command deliverances for Yaakov. Through you we push our enemies. Through your name we tread down those who rise up against us. For I do not trust in my bow, and my sword does not save me. You have delivered us from our enemies, and have put to shame those who hated us. In Elohim we shall boast all yom long, and praise your name forever, Selah. Yet you have rejected us, and put us to shame. And you do not go with our armies. You make us turn back from the adversary, and those who hate us have plundered us. You do give us as sheep to be eaten, and you have scattered us among the nations. You sell your people for no value, and have set no high price for them. You make us a reproach to our neighbors, a scorn and a mockery to those round about us. You make us a proverb among the nations, a shaking of the head among the peoples. My reproach is always before me, and the shame of my face has covered me. Because of the voice of the slanderer and blasphemer, because of the enemy and avenger. All this has come upon us, but we have not forgotten you. Neither have we been false to your covenant. Our heart is not turned back, nor has our step swerved from your way. Yet you have crushed us in the place of jackals, and covered us with the shadow of death. If we have forgotten the name of our Elohim, or stretched out our hands to a foreign mighty one, would Elohim not search this out? For he knows the secrets of the heart. But for your sake we are killed all yom long, reckoned as sheep for the slaughter. Awake, why do you sleep, O Yahuwah? Arise, do not reject us forever. Why do you hide your face, ignoring our affliction and our oppression? For our being is bowed down to the dust. Our body cleaves to the Erez. Arise, be our help, and redeem us for your kindness' sake. Psalm chapter 45. My heart is overflowing with a goodly word. I address my works to the sovereign. My tongue is the pen of a speedy writer. You are more handsome than the sons of men. Favor has been poured upon your lips. Therefore Elohim has blessed you forever. Gird your sword upon your thigh, mighty one, your excellency and your splendor, and ride prosperously in your splendor on the matter of truth and humility, righteousness, and let your right hand lead you to awesome things. Your arrows are sharp in the heart of the sovereign's enemies. Peoples fall under you. Your throne, O Elohim, is forever and ever. The scepter of your reign is a scepter of straightness. You have loved righteousness and hated wrongness. Therefore Elohim, your Elohim, has anointed you with the oil of gladness more than your companions. All your garments are myrrh and aloes, cassia, out of the palaces of ivory. Stringed instruments have made you glad. Daughters of sovereigns are among your precious ones. At your right hand stands the sovereigness in gold from Ophir. Listen, O daughter, and see, and incline your ear, and forget your own people and your father's house, and let the sovereign delight in your loveliness. Because he is your master, bow yourself to him. And the daughter of Zor with the gift. The rich among the people seek your favor. The daughter of the sovereign is all esteemed within the palace. Her dress is embroidered with gold. She is brought to the sovereign in embroidered work. Maidens, her companions following her, are brought to you. They are brought with gladness and rejoicing. They enter the sovereign's palace. Instead of your fathers are your sons, whom you appoint princes in all the arrays. I cause your name to be remembered in all generations. Therefore the people praise you forever and ever. Psalm chapter 46. Elohim is our refuge and strength, a help in distress soon found. Therefore we do not fear, though the Erez reels and mountains topple into the heart of the Yamim. Let its Mayim rage, foam, Let mountains shake with its swelling, Selah. A river whose streams make glad the city of Elohim, the Kodesh dwelling of the Most High. Elohim is in her midst. She does not topple. Elohim does help her when morning turns. The nations shall rage. Reigns shall topple. He shall blast his voice. The Erez melts. Yahuwah Zabaoth is with us. The Elohim of Yaakov is our refuge. Selah. Come, see the works of Yahuwah, the ruins he has wrought on the Erez, causing all fighting to cease to the end of the Erez. He breaks the bow and shatters the spear. He burns the chariot with fire. Be still and know that I am Elohim. I am exalted among nations. I am exalted in the Erez. Yahuwah Zabaoth is with us. The Elohim of Yaakov is our refuge. Selah. Psalm chapter 47. Oh, clap your hands, all you peoples. Shout to Elohim with a voice of singing. For Yahuwah Most High is awesome, a great sovereign over all the Erez. He subdues peoples under us and nations under our feet. He chooses our inheritance for us, the excellence of Yaakov, whom he loves. Selah. Elohim shall go up in a shout, Yahuwah with the sound of a ram's horn. Sing praises to Elohim. Sing praises. Sing praises to our sovereign. Sing praises. For Elohim is sovereign of all the Erez. Sing praises with understanding. Elohim shall reign over the nations. Elohim shall sit on his set-apart throne. Nobles of peoples shall be gathered together. The people of the Elohim of Abraham. For the shields of the Erez belong to Elohim. He shall be greatly exalted. Psalm chapter 48. Great is Yahuwah, and greatly to be praised in the city of our Elohim, his set-apart mountain, pretty on high. The joy of all the Erez is Mount Zion on the sides of the north, the city of the great sovereign. Elohim is in her citadels. He is known as her refuge. For look, the sovereigns met. They passed by together. They saw, so they marveled. They were alarmed. They hastened away. Trembling took hold of them there. Pain, as of an Ashah in labor. With an east wind you break the ships of Tarshish. As we have heard, so we have seen in the city of Yahuwah Zabaoth, and the city of our Elohim. Elohim establishes her forever. Selah. We have thought, Elohim, of your kindness in the midst of your Hakal. According to your name, Elohim, so is your praise to the ends of the Erez. Your right hand is filled with righteousness. Let Mount Zion rejoice. Let the daughters of Yehuda exult because of your right rulings. Walk about Zion and go all around her. Count her towers. Set your heart upon her rampart. Go through her citadels so that you report it to the coming generation. For this Elohim is our Elohim forever and ever. He himself leads us even to death. Psalm chapter 49. Hear this, all you peoples. Give ear, all you inhabitants of the world, both sons of mankind and sons of man, rich and poor together. My mouth speaks wisdom, and the meditation of my heart brings understanding. I incline my ear to a parable. I expound my riddle on the lyre. Why should I fear in the yamim of evil, when the crookedness of my supplanters surrounds me? Those who are trusting in their riches and who are boasting in their great wealth. A brother does not redeem anyone at all, neither give to Elohim a ransom for him. For the redemption of their lives is costly, and it shall cease forever. That he should still live forever, and not see the pit. For he sees wise men die. The foolish and the arrogant both perish, and shall leave their wealth to others. Their graves are their houses forever, their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. But man does not remain in esteem. He is like the beasts that perish. This way of theirs is folly to them, yet their followers are pleased with their words. Selah. Like sheep, they shall be laid in the grave. Death shall shepherd them, and the upright rule over them in the morning. And their form is consumed in the grave, far from their dwelling. But Elohim does redeem my being from the power of the grave, for he does receive me, Selah. Do not be afraid when a man becomes rich, when the wealth of his house increases, for when he dies he takes none of it. His wealth does not go down after him. Though while he lived, he blessed himself, and though they praise you when you do well for yourself, he has to go to the generation of his fathers. They never see the light. Man who is rich yet does not understand shall be like the beasts. They shall perish. Psalm chapter 50. Elohim Yahuwah shall speak, and he shall call the arrears from the rising of the sun to its going down. From Zion, the perfection of loveliness, Elohim shall shine forth. Our Elohim comes and is not silent. A fire consumes before him, and it shall be very stormy all around him. He calls to the Shemaim from above, and to the arrears to rightly rule his people. Gather my kind ones together to me, those who have made a covenant with me by slaughtering. Then the Shemaim declared his virtue, for Elohim himself is judge, Selah. Hear, O my people, and I speak. Yisharal, and I witness against you. I am Elohim, your Elohim. I do not reprove you for your dedications, and your burnt offerings are continually before me. I do not take a bull from your house, nor goats out of your pens. For every beast of the forest is mine, the cattle on 1,000 hills. I know all the birds of the mountains, and all moving in my field are mine. If I were hungry, I would not speak to you, for the world is mine, and all that fills it. Do I eat the flesh of bulls, or drink the blood of goats? Offer thanksgiving to Elohim, and pay your vows to the Most High, and call upon me in the yam of distress. Let me rescue you, and you esteem me. But to the wrong Elohim said, what right have you to recite my laws, or take my covenant in your mouth, while you hated instruction and cast my words behind you? When you saw a thief, you were pleased with him, and you take part with adulterers. You let your mouth loose to evil, and your tongue frames deceit. You sit, speak against your brother. You slander your own mother's son. You have done this, and I kept silent. You have thought that I was altogether like you. I rebuke you, and set it in order before your eyes. Understand this, please, you who forget Elohim, lest I tear you in pieces with no one to deliver. Whoever offers praise esteems me, and to him who prepares a way, I show the deliverance of Elohim. Psalm chapter 51. Show me favor, Elohim, according to your kindness, according to the greatness of your compassion. Blot out my crimes, wash me completely from my guilt, and cleanse me from my sin. For I know my crimes, and my sin is ever before me. Against you, you alone have I sinned, and done evil in your eyes, that you might be proven right in your words. Be clear when you judge. See, I was brought forth in crookedness, and in sin my mother conceived me. See, you have desired truth in the inward parts, and in the hidden part you make me know wisdom. Cleanse me with hyssop, and I am clean. Wash me, and I am whiter than snow. Let me hear joy and gladness. Let the bones you have crushed rejoice. Hide your face from my sins, and blot out all my crookednesses. Create in me a clean heart, O Elohim, and renew a steadfast ruach within me. Do not cast me away from your presence, and do not take your ruach hakodesh from me. Restore to me the joy of your deliverance, and uphold me, noble ruach. Let me teach transgressors your ways, so that sinners turn back to you. Deliver me from blood guilt, Elohim, Elohim of my deliverance. Let my tongue sing aloud of your righteousness. Yahuwah, open my lips, and that my mouth declare your praise. For you do not desire slaughtering, or I would give it. You do not delight in burnt offering. The slaughterings of Elohim are broken ruach, a heart broken and crushed. Elohim, these you do not despise. Do good in your good pleasure to Zion. Build the walls of Jerusalem. Then you would delight in slaughterings of righteousness, in burnt offering and complete burnt offering. Then young bulls would be offered on your altar. Psalm chapter 52. Why do you boast in evil, mighty man? The kindness of all is all yom long. Your tongue devises destruction, like a sharp razor working deceit. You loved evil more than good, lying more than speaking justice. Selah. You loved all devouring words, tongue of deceit. Let all also break you down forever. Take you and pluck you out of your tent, and he shall uproot you from the land of the living. Selah. And let the righteous see and fear, and laugh at him, saying, See the man who did not make Elohim his strength, but trusted in his many riches, being strong in his destruction. But I am like a green olive tree in the house of Elohim. I have trusted in the kindness of Elohim forever and ever. I thank you forever, because you've done it. And in the presence of your kind ones, I wait on your name, for it is good. Psalm chapter 53. The fool has said in his heart, There is no Elohim. They have done corruptly, and have done abominable unrighteousness. No one does good. Elohim looked down from the Shamayim on the children of men, to see if there is a wise one, seeking Elohim. They have all turned aside. They have altogether become filthy. No one is doing good, not even one. Have the workers of wickedness no knowledge, who eat up my people as they eat bread, and do not call on Elohim? There they are in great fear, where no fear was. For Elohim shall scatter the bones of him who encamps against you. You shall put them to shame, for Elohim has rejected them. Oh, that the deliverance of Yisrael would be given out of Zion, when Elohim turns back the captivity of his people. Let Yaakov rejoice, let Yisrael be glad. Psalm chapter 54. O Elohim, save me by your name, and rightly rule me by your might. Hear my prayer, O Elohim. Give ear to the words of my mouth. For strangers have risen up against me, and cruel men have sought after my life. They have not set Elohim before them. Selah. See, Elohim is my helper. Yahuwah is with those who sustain my life. He repays evil to my enemies. Cut them off in your truth. Voluntarily I slaughter to you. I praise your name, O Yahuwah, for it is good. For he has delivered me out of all distress, and my eye has looked upon my enemies. Psalm chapter 55. Give ear to my prayer, O Elohim, and do not hide yourself from my plea. Give heed to me and answer me. I wander and moan in my complaint, because of the noise of the enemy, because of the outcry of the wrong. For they bring down wickedness upon me, and in wrath they hate me. My heart is pained within me, and the frights of death have fallen upon me. Fear and trembling have come upon me, and shuddering covers me. And I said, who would give me wings like a dove? I would fly away and be at rest. See, I would wander far off. I would lodge in the wilderness, Selah. I would hasten my escape from the raging wind and storm. Confuse, Yahuwah, divide their tongues. For I saw violence and strife in the city. Yam and La'ila, they go round it on its walls. Wickedness and trouble are also in the midst of it. Covetings are in its midst. Oppression and deceit do not vanish from its streets. It is not an enemy who reproaches me, that I could bear. No, nor one who hates me, who is making himself great against me. Then I could hide from him. but it was you, a man my equal, my companion and my friend. We took sweet counsel together. We walked to the house of Elohim and the throne. Let death come upon them. Let them go down into the grave alive, for evil is in their dwellings, in their midst. I call upon Elohim, and Yahuwah saves me. Evening and morning, and at noon I complain and moan, and he hears my voice. He has redeemed my life in peace from the battle against me, for there were many against me. All, even he who sits enthroned from of old, does hear and afflict them, Selah. Those with whom there are no charges, those who do not fear Elohim. He has put forth his hands against those who are at peace with him. He has broken his covenant. His mouth was smoother than curds, yet in his heart is fighting. His words were softer than oil, but they are drawn swords. Cast your burden on Yahuwah, and let him sustain you. He never allows the righteous to be shaken. For you, O Elohim, do bring them down to the pit of destruction. Men of blood and deceit do not reach half their yamin, but I trust in you. Psalm chapter 56. Show me favor, Elohim, for man would swallow me up. Fighting all yom long, he oppresses me. My enemies would swallow me up all yom long, for many are fighting against me, Most High. In the yom I am afraid, I trust in you. In Elohim, whose word I praise. In Elohim I have trusted, I do not fear. What could flesh do to me? All yom long they twist my words. All their thoughts are against me for evil. They stir up strife, they hide. They watch my steps as they lie in wait for my life. Because of wickedness, cast them out. Put down the peoples in displeasure, Elohim. You have counted my wanderings. You put my tears into your bottle. Are they not in your book? My enemies turn back in the yom I called. This I know, because Elohim is for me. In Elohim, whose word I praise. In Yahuwah, whose word I praise. In Elohim I have trusted. I do not fear. What could man do to me? On me, O Elohim, are your vows. I render praises to you. For you have delivered my life from death, my feet from stumbling, that I might walk before Elohim in the light of the living. Psalm chapter 57. Show me favor, O Elohim, show me favor. For in you my being is taking refuge, and in the shadow of your wings I take refuge until destruction passes by. I cry out to the Most High Elohim, to all who is perfecting all things for me. He sends from the Shemayim and saves me. He reproaches the one who would swallow me up. Selah. Elohim sends forth his kindness and his truth. My being is in the midst of lions. I lie among those who breathe fire, whose teeth are spears and arrows, and their tongue is a sharp sword. Be exalted, Elohim, above the Shemayim. Let your esteem be above all the arrays. They have prepared a net for my footsteps. My being was bowed down. They have dug a pit before me. They fell into the midst of it. Selah. My heart is firm, O Elohim. My heart is firm. I sing in praise. Awake, my esteem. Awake, harp and lyre. I awake the dawn. I praise you among the peoples, Yahuwah. I sing to you among the nations. For your kindness is great up to the Shemayim, and your truth to the clouds. Be exalted above the Shemayim. Elohim, let your esteem be above all the arrays. Psalm chapter 58. Would you indeed speak virtue in silence? Do you judge straightly, you sons of men? No, in heart you work injustice. On arrays you weigh out the violence of your hands. The wrong have been estranged from the womb. These who speak lies go astray from birth. Their poison is like the poison of a snake, like a deaf cobra that stops his ear, so as not to hear the voice of whisperers, or a skilled caster of spells. Elohim, break their teeth in their mouth. Break out the fangs of the young lions, Yahuwah. Let them melt. Let them vanish as water. Let him aim his arrows, that they be cut down, like a snail which melts away as it moves, like an Ashaz steelbird. Let them not see the sun. Before your pots feel the thorns, whether green or ablaze, he sweeps them away. The righteous rejoices when he has seen the vengeance. He washes his feet in the blood of the wrong. And man says, truly, the righteous are rewarded. Truly, there is an Elohim judging in the Erez. Psalm chapter 59. Deliver me from my enemies, my Elohim. Set me on high from those who rise up against me. Deliver me from the workers of wickedness, and save me from men of blood. For look, they have lain in wait for my life. Mighty men assembled against me, for no transgression or sin of mine. Yahuwah, for no guilt of mine. They run and prepare themselves. Awake to help me and see. And you, Yahuwah Elohim Zabaoth, Elohim of Yisrael, awake to punish all the nations. Show no favor to any wicked traitors. Selah. They return at evening. They howl like a dog and go around the city. See, they belch out with their mouth. Swords are in their lips. For who is listening? But you, Yahuwah, laughs at them. You mock all the nations. O my strength, I wait for you. For Elohim is my strong tower, my Elohim of kindness. Elohim does go before me. He lets me look upon my enemies. Do not slay them, lest my people forget. Scatter them by your power, and bring them down, Yahuwah, our shield. The sin of their mouth is the words of their lips, and they are captured in their pride, and for the cursing and lying they utter. Bring them to an end in wrath. Bring them to an end, that they be no more. And let them know that Elohim is ruling in Yaakov to the ends of the Erez. Selah. And at evening they return. They howl like a dog, and go around the city. They wander up and down for food, and whine if they are not satisfied. And I sing of your power. And in the morning I sing aloud of your kindness. For you have been my strong tower, and a refuge, and the yam of my distress. My strength, to you I sing praises. For Elohim is my strong tower, my Elohim of kindness. Psalm chapter 60. Elohim, you have rejected us. You have broken us. You have been displeased. Turn back to us. You have made the Erez tremble. You have broken it. Heal its breaches, for it is shaken. You have let your people see hardship. You have made us drink the wine of trembling. You have given a banner to those who fear you, that it might be lifted up because of the truth. Selah. That those who you love might be rescued. Save with your right hand, and answer me. Elohim has spoken in his set apartness. I exult. I portion out Shechem, and measure out the valley of Succoth. Gilead is mine, and Manasseh is mine, and Ephraim is the defense of my head. Yehudah is my lawgiver. Moab is my washpot. Over Edom I cast my shoe. Shout aloud, O Philistia, because of me. Who would bring me to the strong city? Who shall lead me to Edom? Have not you, Elohim, rejected us? And you do not go out, Elohim, with our armies. Give us help from distress, for the help of man is nothing. In Elohim we do mightily, and he treads down our adversaries.